going on, everybody? DogMan Dan here, and we are going to talk about the Zephyr, the Phage, and the Jat Kittag, if I could say that right, in this video. And I'm going to tell you what I think about each of these while I am running a survival alert mission here. Happen to be against the infested. Okay, so right now I'm unranked on the Phage and unranked on the Jat Kittag, but I just am at level 2 on Zephyr, and so that's where we're at with that. This will be the first video I'm doing on it. I'm sure I will have more videos on each of these pieces. They will be separated, of course, as I get into build videos and whatnot. I also am carrying the AK stilettos with me. If you've been watching the videos, they are already a max rank 30, and they are insanely awesome. With the stilettos, I've been able to take out level 50 enemies, infested and whatnot, no problem. Okay, so let's talk about this first. The first thing you've got here is Zephyr. Okay, so you finally get it out of the clan dojo, and this is what you got. You get the breakdown right here, 4 different pieces. You got your blueprint, which obviously requires the 3 core components and only 1 organ cell, so that's nice. But it's going to cost you 25,000 and 72,000 or 25,000 credits and 72 hours to build, in addition to the 15,000 credits for the blueprint. You're also going to have the Zephyr chassis, which is going to cost you 200 oxium, 900 nanospores, 50 rubido, and 15,000 credits, plus the 15,000 credits for taking it out of the dojo. The Zephyr helmet, 150 circuits, 200 oxium, 200 polymer bundle, 500 salvage, and 15,000 credits, plus 12 hours, plus the extra 15,000 credits from the dojo. And then finally the system, you got 1 control module, another 200 oxium, 500 polymer bundle, 400 plastids, and another 15,000 to build, plus 15,000 out of the dojo. So you're going to spend an extra 60,000 plus what you see here to create this frame. Just so that way you are aware of that. Okay. I've got mixed feelings about this frame already. I'm not sure whether I really enjoy it. I'm seeing some things that need, really honestly, some tweaking with it. There's some it's not a frame that I would say somebody that's never really played the game would want to pick up right away. It's a little more complicated than some of the other frames it will have you, if you want to talk about it that way. Yeah, we'll get into that in a second. I want to talk a little bit here. The 2 weapons that I'm mainly using, okay, are going to be the Phage. Got that right there on the screen. So it comes with a 330 viral, accuracy 50, fire rate of 1. Not really any critical here. 2.0 times 10%. Status chance is 15% a second. Magazine is 40. Reload is 2. The trigger, you gotta just hold it down. And also the Jat Kittag, which I am just pounding away on right now. I'm actually really liking this thing right off the bat. Impact 64, puncture 12/3, charge attack 225, spin attack 100, leap 80, wall 100, attack speed is 0.7, critical not a lot, 1.5 times 5%, status is 25%, so status is something you might want to look into when you're building. I'm probably going to try to build this as a fast attack melee rather than worrying about the charge attack. And we'll see how that goes as I build through it. Okay. But I do like this one. I definitely do like this one, even as an unranked. As you'll be seeing through here as I use it more. It's a good one, and it seems to work really well. The Phage, however, I am kind of torn. It's a good weapon, obviously, because it's got fire roll in it. If you watch my videos, you know that I'm a big fan of the fire roll and the radiation elements combos when you're using them. But in this case, the whole needing to zoom in and shoot these little beams, these tentacles, whatever you want to call them, to be focused in for the shot, I've got some issues with that. Now, you know, obviously it's a little bit harder to work with because you're zooming in, so you're losing a lot of field of view on your zoom in. You're also a little bit slower when you're moving around, so you're more vulnerable while you're trying to kill the enemies. And that can be posing as a problem for many people, not for everybody, but for many. There maybe should have been, you know, maybe on the right click instead of zooming in, it should allow you to do a focus in and hold it there until you right click again to unfocus it versus the zoom in. But that's just some thoughts in my head. I've been discussing it with a couple guys in the clan earlier. However, I think it's a pretty good weapon. I don't know that I will go beyond a level 30 rank on it, and whether I'll put a catalyst on it at this point or not. I got one catalyst, and that is going on this Jat Kittag, which I cannot speak about. Excuse me. But I'll see as I get farther on the Phage. It, to me, probably won't, like I said, probably won't be something that I play with too much. But it's alright, it's a pretty good weapon. You know, again, just build it in the dojos and take it out. I'm actually, with this whole update 12, I'm actually pretty happy with the fact that I've just let it all build instead of actually spending what little bit of flat I had left on this stuff. I mean, I had so many resources, and everybody in the clan had so many resources that it was good to be able to use all these resources to get this stuff going. Excuse me. And I don't think it's too much of a grind to do it. I think maybe DE should consider, though, with the frames, that maybe it shouldn't take too long to get the blueprints and parts built inside the dojo. Don't think it should take 3 days, because you still have essentially another 3.5 days after you've taken it out of the dojo before it is built within the foundry. So you're just you're talking essentially the way it was. You were talking on the first setup, you were talking 3 days for the blueprint, then another 3 days it was for each of the parts, then you're talking 12 hours for each of the parts in the foundry, plus 3 days to actually put it all on the blueprint and build it again. So yeah, you're looking at just over 10 days for this to come out. Now, going in the future, obviously somebody could go into the clan dojo, grab all 4 pieces and start to build right away, and you don't have to worry about that. But I think that the initial was a bit long on the build, but that's, you know, that may be fixed, maybe. We'll see. I don't know. I'm mixed about this. I mean, obviously you've got the 4 abilities of the frame. Alright. And the 4 abilities, number 1 is Tailwind, which creates a blast of energy, propelling Zephyr through the air, damaging anything in her wake. Number 2 is the Dive Bomb, nose dive towards the ground, creating an explosion on contact. Number 3 is Turbulence, creates a windshield around Zephyr, redirecting all incoming projectiles. Absolutely useless against the infested that I'm playing against right now. And then finally the Tornado, which creates multiple deadly tornadoes, which is pretty cool. But my problem right now with the frame is it's lofty, which is good. It gets you farther faster. But I'm having an issue with 1 and 2, the Tailwind and Dive Bomb. Okay. It could have been set up better. Honestly, you should have to use Tailwind to be able to get your Dive Bomb to work. You're basically using double the power to do it. So, in order to run Dive Bomb right now, you have to be in an open air environment. Like right here, you'd have to be in an open air environment, nothing above you. You have to hit Tailwind, and then you can hit Dive Bomb, and it would come down. Now, the other issue that stands is you have to be standing and not moving to hit Tailwind. If you hit Tailwind while you're moving, it's going to put you in the direction of your mouse than where that mouse is facing. If you're just standing there, then it'll shoot you straight up in the air, and you can use Dive Bomb to come back down. But again, if you're moving, it's going to go wherever you're moving, and that's going to potentially screw things up even more. So I think abilities 1 and 2, while good, need some work on them. And again, you shouldn't have to combo it in order to get your Dive Bomb. And I'm just having issues right there. I'm just having issues trying to execute the combination. And maybe, you know, I mean, we'll take a little bit into account that I'm not used to the frame, of course, and that I've been running Oberon for so long. I'm used to Oberon's setup and his abilities. But excuse me. With that said, I think it's a good frame. I'm actually happy I waited and let it all build out. The only thing I did do is I rushed this last portion of Zephyr for 50 plat, just to get her out here and get her rolling, get it leveled up. I'm not discounting the frame. I think it's pretty good, and obviously by the time it hits rank 30, I'll have figured out how to use it. But right there, I just missed the Dive Bomb. I couldn't get the Dive Bomb to work because I didn't have enough energy. You know, and it just doesn't make total sense to me. And I don't, like I said, I don't really bother. I'm not bothered by per se about how they set up for everything being in the dojo. I think it's a good thing that finally we're utilizing dojos. I just didn't like the initial cost would be pretty high, but I mean the initial time to make the blueprints before you put it in the foundry to make it all over again. So hopefully that changes in the future. Like I said, Phage is okay. You know, it's powerful, obviously, with its viral. So you immediately bypass the shields and go right towards the health. Which is always a good thing. And of course I'm running my Sentinel, the Stinger rifle, which has the viral and radiation on it, so that's going to help me out as well. Melee weapon wise, this is one of those ones for the books that is good. Secondary for the AK stilettos, yeah, it's definitely good. Worth it. The dual Cestras, I'll do them at some point. I've got the blueprint out. I'm not really too interested on it. It's an ammo burner, and it's probably the worst in terms of ammo burning out of any of the weapons, so I'll get to it eventually. Not a biggie for me. And then of course we have the newest update, the Grinlock Sniper that is building as well, that we'll be pulling out and running. And I would assume in my head that will be ready for me to roll once this Phage is completed at rank 30, and I think I'll probably have more fun in the Grinlock. but we'll see.
Get ready for a capsule.
So for now, that was it. That's the first run. I will definitely have some more footage for you guys, and I will share more opinions. Please leave some comments below. Tell me what you think so far. Tell me what you know. If you have any questions or anything, let me know. Otherwise, please do like the video if you do like it. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Share it with anyone that you feel like sharing it with. But yes, please do leave some comments, and I'll give you my thoughts on where it's at now, if you haven't gotten it started yet, or if you've run it, and what your theories are. Otherwise, we'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching. See you later.